little sugar, but you know what? There's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the hidden sugar as well. Please welcome Reisman, who's going to walk us through what we need to know.
Yeah,
you know,
this is really a good sugar 101, Tracy.
Okay, good.
So we're going to try to let people see what they're getting and know a little bit more. So first of all, when we think about natural sugar, this is beautiful. This is like they call it,
good stuff.
you know, dirt candy, right? What comes out of our earth, and
Yeah.
the fruit, the veggies, the milk products. That's natural sugar, and that's a sugar that I say don't worry about. Like, of course, I mean, if you drink too much milk, too much yogurt, but in general, you're never going to get too heavy. You're not going to get diabetes type 2 if you eat this.
Right.
So let's look at sugar in general. So we're talking about regular sugar.
Okay.
This is what we eat every day, which ends up being about 26 teaspoons a day.
How much are we supposed to have a day
All right,
of sugar?
right here, 8
teaspoons?
So we're getting about 26, and the WHO organization, the World Health Organization, is now saying like sugar is a Darth Vader of the food world. They're saying sugar in the end does a lot of things. It can hurt your liver, it can cause diabetes type 2 from obesity, and in the end, we form an addiction to sugar, Tracy, right?
Absolutely,
I mean,
I am there.
have a sugar addiction, so do I, and it's really hard to break it. And the problem is the more sugar you have, the more you want.
Right.
So I'm not saying to cut it out, but we're going to learn how to cut it back. So let's take a look now. Come over here and find out. It's not about just adding sugar to your coffee. Where is it hidden? So let's take a look now. When you have a bowl of cereal like this, or yogurt, or a chocolate bar, any of those three have about 6 teaspoons of sugar buried away in there.
Okay.
So imagine you're only supposed to have 8 in your day for health reasons. You see what happens. A muffin has about 10 teaspoons. Jujubes, my favorite,
of
10
course.
teaspoons.
But I mean, that's obvious, but less people would look at the muffin and say,
you got it.
And that's
You got
dessert
it.
really in the
That's
morning.
Right.
You're having
That's
dessert
right.
if you have a muffin.
Now here, you go to the movie theater. A big
That's
pop,
big.
35 teaspoons of sugar in a big pop. So when you're getting your super buy with popcorn and all that, you're getting 3-4 days worth of sugar.
Right.
And any of these juice beverages, about 6 teaspoons.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we see what we are getting. So now let's move on down.
Okay.
And let's look at sugar in general. Is it any better? We've got white sugar, brown sugar, organic cane sugar, date sugar or coconut sugar. Okay, even corn syrup. Are they any better? What do you think,
Well,
Tracy?
this is what I want to know, because I hear about a lot of people loving coconut sugar now, and I think to myself, what is the difference? Is this any better? It sounds like it's better.
It sounds like it's better. An organic cane sugar. Okay, first of all, a tablespoon of all of these is about 50 calories. In the end, the nutrients are so marginally better, you'd have to eat so much more. So in the end, you're saying to yourself, it really isn't any better.
It isn't.
A sugar is a sugar is a sugar.
Okay.
Comes from the beet, comes from the sugar cane. Yeah, there might be more nutrients in the date sugar, but not in the end when you're using too much of it.
They're pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. So now we hear about high fructose corn syrup, right?
Oh,
We've heard about that not being good. That comes from cornstarch, okay? So it's worse for you than corn syrup. And these are all the things you find them in: cakes, cookies, even pop. Okay, and the problem with this is that it's sweet, it's cheap, it's used as a preservative, but it rises your blood sugar faster than all the other sugars.
And that's used as a filler in so many foods, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That keeps it shelf ready for a really long time.
All right, let's move on, because we don't have a lot of time. Now, the natural sweeteners, are these better for you?
I wonder.
You've got molasses, you've got maple syrup, honey, and then agave.
I'm going to say yes, they are better for you. I am wrong.
Not really. They're not.
They are not better for you.
In the end, they're slightly better if you get an organic, if you get a really great molasses, if you get a dark honey. But in the end, we're talking about amounts again, Tracy.
Right.
So the amounts you're getting, it's still a sugar is a sugar. It's still calories.
Okay.
And if you want to substitute it in your baking, it's fine, but only substitute a half a cup for every cup of sugar. That's it. If not, it gets too gummy.
Okay.
So a little better for you. Let's move on.
Better. Okay.
All the chemical sweeteners. Okay. So we have everything from saccharin to aspartame to sucralose. Okay. Again, it's chemical. It's up to you whether you want to use it, but it still tricks your brain into thinking you're getting more sugar. So you notice people that drink a lot of diet pop, they're heavy, because their brain is still telling them, I want more sugar.
Right.
So they find it elsewhere.
So these they don't have any calories, but they're going to trick your brain in a way that's going to make it
you
worse.
can use them in baking, but then you have to use fillers.
Right.
Because you see how little, like 6 teaspoons
so tiny.
of that is next to nothing. You need to use fillers like yogurt, egg whites. This is ugly, but this is a mashed banana, applesauce to fill up the fillers. And finally, one of the nicest ways to sweeten anything you're baking with, some dried fruits. You can cut your sugar by 1/3 of the amount by dried fruits. applesauce, a pureed banana.
So applesauce is a good one then.
It's a great one.
Okay.
It's a great one, and you can substitute a little bit of sugar, even a little bit of chocolate.
That's
Cut
better?
back the sugar. Cut back the sugar, just a little bit
All
to
right.
highlight. And believe it or not, you always see salt used in baked goods. Little bit of salt helps you cut down the sugar.
Okay,
So-
very
so
interesting.
What's the main lesson? The main lesson here, Tracy,
Eat your fruit
really
and
is
that.
Eat your fruit and that. And
There
you know
you
what?
go.
Nobody's going to cut out sugar. I love sugar, but I have to tell you, when I started to cut back, and then I went back to try what I used to eat,
Yes.
my taste buds were so different. So it really does work.
Right.
Sugar in the end is not a healthy food to have a lot of, but you can just take a look at what we've done here. It will be on the website to know that you just have to lessen the amount.
Moderation. All right. Thanks,
got
Rose.
it.
Break
Thank you.
time. Stay with us. More coming up.